All right, welcome back to the part 18. So this time I'm gonna do another slide, which is made from a long time ago, just for Mr. Huff's class, and I didn't have to keep on doing more slides for Mr. Huff. I didn't have to do that. I could have just done one slide, and that's too much info that I had to put in. So we are like four slides. So yeah. Alright, so let's start off with the government slide. So this is government slide by all the government slides. It's kind of like a White House that I've ever seen before. I thought it was real, but I always wanted to go there. But it's only for presidents, and if kids want to watch it, that's fine. It's all the government ideas. People can work for presidents like Donald Trump and Joe Biden, for example. Yeah, just presidents, for example. I don't know. I'm not really that good of that much speech. I'm not really that good because there is some words that I cannot pronounce, so I'll just be myself. All right, Government Slide by Quentin Simpson. What are around on the government property? The government properties are America, presidents, pledge, any Americans like presidents, or maybe presidents like people who are on a different country. In other communities are a positive thing that happens in other states. Like other states that has been people being positive all times. This is a place to be positive all the time in. What is a country that belongs in America? It belongs in North America on the all other worlds on the United States. And it can also be on in an object to have fun on its world and joining. It could also be a senior project that you can do when you're a senior. Because I plan to do that too, but I'm not sure what to do for senior project. Let me know in the comments down below. Also, it could be really evidence on a world or a country. All right, how many countries are in this world? They are 19, there are 195 countries all around the world in each city. And cities are 50,000 that belongs to a country or an evidence. It can be the evidence by figuring out the world to concept the thing on the map world. All right. Okay. So this was made from Mrs. Huber, um, which is okay. So what does she edit? Yeah, she was on there earlier. So on November 13th, 2020, and there's feeding practices of feeding practices, which is right by Quinn and Scott by Caden Pinkerton. All right, burping an infant. Belching a normal progress, and it contains the air from released into a body, which is a baby burping right now. And there's a man trying to get the baby to burp. It can be okay, it can be kind of easy, but you have to take a lot of practice to give the little baby some space, just a little time, just to be honest. It's gently produced by preparing a burping matter when making a baby burp from burp for practices. Important part of for burping is to get rid of some air, and more often it comes out and the air comes in and in. Feeding schedule. A typical feeding schedule is daily when babies get hungry or thirsty, give milk is required, and baby food is also produced common. Babies can see objects and different kinds of things, or even new things that they have never seen before, and producing distraction. Babies get different rates of formula that may need in every other common that to help establishing the milk supply and ever more stuff. So this is what the schedule is. More consequences when a baby, when a kid doesn't when a kid misbehaves, then you're gonna have to, when your child gets grounded, and you're gonna have to call your child in for only when they're hungry or something like that until dinner. and they have to go back to their room except to come and dinner and and brush their teeth, all that stuff. Weaning. And so weaning, weaning is a process of unity of a baby's level that they need for an infant, human, or mother's milk and diet helpers. The process takes place and only mammals could use in the charge. My mom couldn't allow it because she would prefer a bottle feed sometimes because sometimes it kills her kind of sort of way. So this is some people drinking bottles, giving them food and some baby food, all that stuff. All right, starting solid foods. You can feed them solid foods for until 4 and 6 months. Most babies are ready to begin the steps of solid food technique. Make cereals and mashed cooked grains with breast milk, formula, or water to make it smooth. Because they can choose a thing they got and just enjoy what shall and could be for another future. Choking hazards like nuts, hard candy, grapes, fries, popcorn, and seeds are not until you're old enough to eat them, obviously. Like, I used to choke on a french fry once, and my mom didn't know that french fries are kind of easy to eat. In reality, they're not for when you're like a baby or something like that. And I choked on a french fry, and I thought I was gonna I thought I was gonna die. I don't know. All right, self feeding. Babies can often self feed whenever they want to, whenever they get older or something like that. Self-feeding is taking food and eat without assistance or on properties. It may be encouraged by the exception of a patient's time of unity. Baby foods and meals as well. None can be exactly done, but they need a lot of feeding time for themselves in the household. They usually how answer this question: How old do babies get? How old can babies can do self feeding? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so this was made from this like second semester, like a few weeks or so, I believe. Um, there's this thing called a CWA, and I'm gonna show you the new video that I'll be updating. So this is a CWA, and I made a video about that. So by Quinn, there's a link that I can show you. I'm gonna copy and paste, put it right here. So watch. This is edited, so yeah. Yeah, that was pretty good. Except that, let me know what I can do to fix it, make it all better. All right, let's get out of that. All right, move to the next assignment. Conflict in the Middle East. This was made from Mr. Huff by Quentin Simpson. Didn't I do that one? Didn't I do this page? Didn't I do this page already? Or no? All right, let me know. I don't think I did. All right. This is the location of Gaza Strip. This is a Gaza Strip right there. You can see it. The power of Gaza Strip. The territories of Gaza and the West Bank are separated for each other by Israeli territory. Both fell under the jurisdiction of the Palestinian Authority. So, um, I shared it with him, but Mr. Huff haven't replied to it yet. What is a conflict over? Water conflict is a term describing a conflict between countries, states, or groups over an access to water resources. I kept on copying and pasting everything. I don't know. I was just being a big ass on 2019, the earliest 2019. I was a complete big ass. I was a complete biggest little ass on 2019 because I kept on copying and pasting every single answer that is reply to this kind of thing. Okay. I used to do this and make it not to seem black, but Mr. Huff can actually the teachers can actually see that you copied and pasted it. Even though I didn't get an F on this, but still you cannot cheat on every answer. So that's what I learned that from my mistake. The location in West Bank is actually right about there. However, to the West Bank, the electricity Gaza gets from Israel, Egypt, and the local power plants remains under half to estimated 600 megawatts that would satisfy daily needs. Talks on a Palestinian state in the West Bank and Gaza has been frozen since 2014. Conflict was Doria, Israelis and Arabs has been fighting over Gaza and on and off for decades. It's part of the wider Arab-Israeli conflict after World War II and the Holocaust, in which 6 million Jewish people were killed. Okay, like I said, I didn't have to copy and I didn't have to do more slides with Mr. Huff. I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to do the same thing with my current slides, which is a culture slide, and many slides that I've been doing so far. Okay, so culture slide, and this is the culture slide that it says culture pass. This is values, customs, beliefs, and attitudes. You have to show positive attitude, no tolerance for negative attitude at all. Okay, like Quinn Simpson again. What is a culture? A culture is something like human geography of their own senses, as in if of their own rights. They have earned the culture geography. Also of that, human geography is the same as culture. Okay, so back in seventh grade, we learned about a song called Geography, and I talk about it a lot, to be honest with you. And it's really that great, honestly. Yeah, human geography is the same as culture. Like definitely what do you guys think about the human geography is the same as culture? Alright, let me know in the comments. What does a culture do? It changes the color of the human geography of their own senses onto each word they know about the world. They should get the culture and put it in. Okay, so the culture club. Culture, and there's so many hands that I've done so far. Happy Independence Day. All right, so I'm gonna present. I'm gonna screen share more. All right, so today we came together. Today we come together. Unity of diversity. We are proud to be an Indian. Like many Indians have been working on a state of 46, which is a gas station. I used to go there all the time. We lived at Nana's. It was kind of okay. It wasn't really that fun because we didn't really do anything. We just stayed at home. Today we come together to be the cause for unity. Make a beautiful day and never fight against corruption. Spirit of the flag of our nation. Happy Independence Day. All right, I'm going to stop screen sharing. Um, Here we go. All right, what are senses of culture besides geography? Culture has a lot of senses. Between cultural is a big one, and the larger one is Independence Day. On any country, they belong in on their own sense, and also it has the smallest one, on which is a mini culture of a tiny one of our world is sense about. Figure 13, figure 1.3, culture as a map that has been shown. There's so many cultures around the world. It has been, yeah, so many places that you can visit to. I plan to visit around the whole world to see what it's like around here. Or maybe I can get some food. I'm looking forward to do that in the future too, because I always wanted to go around places like this. It's actually a place, like all the places that I can travel around the world and the culture too. Okay, so I've done this. I've done these slides since 2018 of December 13th. It was about the end of semester, so I'm gonna present so I can see a little better. All right, so hey, so this is a human geography slide by Quentin Simpson. Okay, so this is the all the human geography around here, all the human geography around the world. Okay, so this is a holistic synthesis. This is called hydrology, climatology, biogeography, ge- geomorphology, meteorology, pedology. Okay, so this is social geography, cultural geography, and economic geography, and behavioral geography, and political geography, and urban geography. Okay, so this is the example of the two related distance. This is all the pirates traveling to somewhere, right? Which is coming from Italy. Close relative distance, late 80s. This is part of the human geography. All right, cultural geography, economic, political, urban, and population geography. I repeat, parts of human geography, cultural geography, economic geography, political geography, urban geography, and population geography. And I'm going to read the other one too. The physical environment, water, air, climate, flora and fauna, soil, sunlight, landforms, and natural features. Okay, so I cannot read the other one too. All right, that's better. Interaction or physical and human demands. All right, thank you. Uh, I don't need you anymore. So, all right, the human environment, agriculture, economic, settlements, political, social, cultural, and industrial. All right, move on. What are known as human geography? Okay, so human geography is a kind of the location of places where we at besides Europe. Human geography has kind of things like cultural geography, political geography, and urban geography, and more. It also has a lot of people who are kind to each other and other senses of their feelings. People should care about their feelings whatsoever. Okay, so, what are sources for human geography? Some people like to befriend each other on human geography, like back when I was 3 years old, I used to be ever friends with people too. That was so nice to everyone. They can be friends with each other on human geography, any place. And others can be a little bit hard to tell what they are on human geography. Some people think others are different than others because the illness has a one up top, a one on top. All right, I'm gonna read a little bit here. I cannot read on this. I'm gonna move it a little. All right. So, all right. So this is culture, global, flexible, creating, open, education, ideas, interactive, learners, freedom, contribute, cooperation, resources, customize, accessible, redistribute, teaching, use, policy, movement, effective, resources and sharing, revolution, improve, educational, human knowledge, collaborative, good, participatory, free, internet, innovations, educators, learning, and open, wide. Okay, so I'm gonna, here we go. All right, we're done with this page. What are bottom or top on human geography? It is the top of the human geography, and their brain can think what is going on. And many people think their brain is suffering human geography, and others don't know the brain will suffer other human geography. So let's present so I can see a little bit better. All right, so what is human geography? Human geography is one and a half of the discipline of geography. If it is a cut up on the basics of topics. Geography need not to be cut up on the basis of topics, but topical approach. It can also be cut up on the basis of religions, original approach. To some extent, this class will use both approaches, which is a bit of variation on my normal approach. Geographers also use a range of special techniques, skills, and tools that form their own subspecialization within the discipline, except for obviously if you're at cartography, GIS, remote sensing, geodetics, and then more. You'll be acquainted with thematic mapping and cognitive meaning in this course. Okay, so this is the economic geography, but I'm going to tell you the names: industry, agriculture, others, transport, and communication, resources, and international trade. All right, so I'm gonna let me get out of this. So, what does a human do on their life? My answer: they read books, work, computers, having fun, working out, making new friends, and more. They also enjoy listening to others, as on a computer. The cultural landscape, a textbook of human geography. Introduction to Human Geography. There's a lot of books that can be notified by the human geography as in general. Okay, so I did not do this one yet. So was made from U.S. history class. Okay, so I'm gonna present this. I'm gonna read this part right here. All right, children on farms aren't working as free labor to help their parents to make a living. They're part of America's families working together to make a life. All right, so um, sorry. Um, Growing West: Life on Farms by Quinn Simpson and Haley Klein Hens, which is explained by the other video that I've done. 1. Okay, so a cash crop or profit crop is an agriculture crop which is grown to sell for profit. From an absolute value perspective, the world's most valuable cash crop is cannabis as well. Most York County farmers harvested enough corn, wheats, and oats to sell for cash, so they were known as cash crops in the spring. Many farmers had to borrow money for a bank to buy seeds for planting. There's a lot of plants has been discovered and can discover to grow more plants and wait for them to grow. That's what I like about the natural in general. All right, um, so too. They can avoid working in the heat between 8 to 9 a.m. They come home for breakfast, where rice served with eggs, fish, meat, or vegetables. Those who cannot afford to have meat or don't raise chicken. All right, this time period was the most exciting. It was from 1850s to 90s. The houses were all made out of wood, had no air conditioning or plumbing for obvious reasons. Back then, people had to make their own clothing. They made it out of flax, cotton, and sheep wool. The women wore skirts and bonnets, and the men wore pants, a tie, and a hat. That's where that was made for a long time ago, and this was from Haley and Hannah are kind of shy, so yeah, just give them time to do it. They were in the Caushall Plain. The Westerners went through all seasons. They traveled through the cold winter and the hot summer heat. They handle this by sequence if necessary. They could be the warriors whenever they include their system, but whatever it is, it can be the imagined and powerful senses. Cited sources by all those links. All right, let me go back to the about the to hashtag 2. All right, so about farm ownership. Are most farms owned by large corporations? Other corporations is do corporations own most of the U.S. farmland? This is what they use for farmland, for example. Yeah, Grandma Kimmy has a lot of plants to grow, and I used to do a lot of garden. I always wanted to be a garden, but I wasn't really. I don't think I'm actually really good at editing too, so I do like to do garden too. But yeah, gardening. I like to garden. Garden is my environment that I like to do every time. I usually do it around the summer sometimes, whenever it's not so winter. But due on Thursday is hopefully we have school because I'm sick of staying at home, guys. Are you? Yeah, definitely. I might. Um, okay, so let me get out of this. So this is was made from this environment by sunflowers or to grow fruits or vegetables. Um, they usually make you can make any flowers if you want to. I don't mind if you do that. Um, I was really interested to doing flowers since since a little kid I always wanted to do more flowers and grow more trees. Um, I always wanted to do that stuff. I always wanted to do that because I'm a really good um like a really good gardener and I'm really good at gardening things a lot of time. Yeah, I actually like doing all this. The response of it had no air conditioning or plumbing for obvious reasons for a long time ago. Um, yeah, the houses were all made out of wood. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Is wood strong? Pound for pound, wood is stronger than steel. Unlike steel, it is also resilient. This combination of strength and resiliency gives wood the ability to absorb the shock of heavy loads, providing a greater margin of safety than many other materials. Um, is wood strong? Strength physically, wood is strong and stiff, but compared to a material like steel, it's also light and flexible. Wood is different due to its annual ring and grain structure. So that's wood is strong for made out of trees, all that stuff in general. Yeah, you can actually uh, use trees for wood. All the trees can usually come out in apples or all those stuff in general. Yeah, let's just move to the next assignment. All right, let me go back to the cultural slide. Is okay? So I'm gonna say um, the same response. It says I'm gonna read this part right here, and also it has the smallest one, which is a mini culture of a tiny one of our world to sense about. It's actually a actual. Many people have any questions about the what are the senses of culture? Like many cultures have been me present this. Like so, this is what they look like, and this is all. Uh, it says like culture has a lot of senses. Between cultural is a big one. Cultural is very big, and is very large for Independence Day, and it can be also very big for other it can also this world is extremely big. I'm not even kidding. There's like a lot of people from this world to survive, and most people are dying because of COVID. And I feel bad for those a lot of people. And I'm gonna show you how many people died from COVID, and I'm gonna say how many people died from COVID. Many people haven't died from COVID is actually 12,231. Um, so in my area, um, Bartholomew County is around 151 deaths. There's a total cases of 7,247. So oh, okay, so there is United States is actually 27.8 million. And there's 55,372. And there's deaths by 4,487K, which is 994 plus. Okay, so in worldwide is recovered by 61.5 million. Okay, so total cases on 109 million. There's deaths by 2.42 million. That's a lot of people that have been died for COVID. Don't worry, guys. COVID will be ending very soon. Hopefully, we don't have to go through this again. So, yeah. So, if you guys have any questions about COVID, just ask somebody. Can ask me, or can ask one of your family members about COVID. Most people have done that already. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Culture can't be the only one without people. Culture can't be the only one without uh, without uh, people without people without people. They can't do it alone without people being here. Yeah, culture can't be alone because many people have been dying from COVID, and it's really sad to see. Um, yeah, people are missing the culture because um, they have to social distance around the country. Yeah, many countries have to social distance, but don't worry, the social distance can. I thought it was, to be honest with you guys, I thought COVID was going to be over until the end of this year, but I looked it up and COVID might be over by until the end of April. Like, like the pandemic can be over by the end of April. I'm not sure, but hopefully it will. Okay, so yeah, geography cannot be alone without people being here. Like obviously, people need to live their own lives to confront themselves by to wash their hands, to uh, to protect to protect people for getting sick, all that stuff. Yeah, many around people around the country needs to. My advice for people around the country, the whole country, is to be safe and do more training on do more training on the on do more training on the and do more training on your own dependence. No matter what you look like, just stand up for yourself and do something right for yourself and tell them to um if somebody judges you the way you look, then just tell them to I'm sorry you feel that way. You can tell them to have a good day. That's what people can. That's what many of the worldwide can do. Yes. All right. So if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll see you guys on the part 19, and also ask your teachers for that kind of stuff too. All right. See you on the part 18.